Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw a Pteranodon dinosaur. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so as usual with dinosaurs, I'm making this up 100%. Hopefully I get it close, but all I really have to go by are the bones. So, you know, I have a little bit of freedom. Alright, not bad, not bad. And every time I say that, when I say all I have to go by are the bones, what I usually mean by that is that there are tons of, you know, Jurassic Park drawings and, you know, stuff like that, or figures or 3D models and all this kind of stuff. But I'm trying not to go by that. I'm trying not to redo what someone else has already done. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to build off the bones, because that's all we really have to go by, right? I mean, it's interesting, and that's why I like doing it, right? But that's all we got. So I usually try to, you know, do what I can as to what I think it would look like based on the bones that we have. So that's kind of what I always mean by, you know, I've got a little bit of room to be wrong, but also, who knows if I'm wrong, you know? We get to create whatever we want. We're the artists, we're the dream makers. And I kind of take advantage of that, I guess is what I'm saying. That it's nice to be able to make whatever we want and create whatever we want. And so I kind of take advantage of that with dinosaurs, that we have the bones to go by, and I try not to use what other people are doing when it doesn't hurt to look at that stuff. So it's also a way of me saying, you know, please forgive me. It's not going to be perfect. All right. Let's see. I kind of like if it would be out this way a little bit more. There we go. And I guess that's the other crazy thing about, you know, I always talk about, like, we never know the scales, we never know if they have hair, we never know, how would you know? If you looked at an elephant trunk, how would you know, I'm sorry, an elephant skull, how would you know that there's a huge trunk? You know what I mean? Because honestly, it looks like a gigantic hole where his mouth is, or his trunk is. So, you know, with stuff like this, it's like, how do you know what the feathers are? What the, I keep saying feathers. How do you know what the skin is like? What the scales were like? If it had any, if it had fur, that kind of thing. So, what's crazy about stuff like this is, all we have are the bones, and we don't know about these wings at all, right? Well, at least from the bones that I've seen. I haven't really done enough research to be talking about this. I've just done enough to do my drawing, so that's kind of where I'm coming from. It's just interesting. So anyway, I finished my drawing, and I'm going to erase some of it, because all I really want are the faint lines to draw over with the Sharpie. And I want the Sharpie to stand out, not the pencil line. So I'm just going to lightly erase the sketch and leave a small ghost of an image. Usually I make with a special computer. But today, I'm just going to erase. Alright, I think that's enough that I can see it faintly. And I can build off this. So I say we welcome everybody that skipped to the Sharpie part, to the Sharpie portions. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point and can find the things that the fine point can't quite find. So, I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it, but I've got a small, faint ghost of an image that I can draw over. And I'm going to start with the, let's see, I guess the Sharpie fine point. There's not as much tiny detail that the pen would have to handle. So I'm just going to start with the Sharpie. Well, they're both Sharpies, right? The Sharpie fine point and build off of this. Let's start with the horn. Whoa, I guess it's not a horn, sorry. It looks like a horn to me, but it's not. It's just the protruding back end of the bone, right? Through there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with a point here. I'm gonna come down like this. I'm gonna connect to the head here, then draw the rest of the beak type kind of thing. So I'm coming like this. I'm gonna make a little bump where I'm gonna connect, just because I'm gonna do some artistic creativity there. I'm gonna do the front brow over the ridge of the eye into the nose. So up and down like that, and bring it to a point like this. And so I'm gonna bring it back from the mouth, and I'm going to do some crazy techniques in there with the Sharpie pen. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the bottom jaw. Going to bring it in like this, bring it up like that. Going to go ahead and draw the inside like this. Let's come to the back of the head. We'll just call it a horn, even though it's not a horn. But from the back of the horn, and then I'm going to do the neck. Now the neck, I'm going to add a little creativity, a little bit of bumps, a little bit of style. And so the inside of his neck is going to come down like this into his collarbone right there. So now that we've defined a few things here, let's go ahead and play around with the Sharpie pen. I can draw some finer details in here. And so what I like to do is, because we only have the bones to go by and all we know about the orbital sockets and stuff like that, I like to accent those and play around with different looks, because this is mine. This is how I draw. You draw how you draw. We'll meet somewhere in between. So I'm going to draw an eyeball right here. We'll go ahead and give him like a little dot. Little crazy dot, okay? And so, like I said, this was the bridge of the brow. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, just to kind of show like that's a part of the center right there. I'm sorry, part of the brow. We'll go ahead and draw a center line, just kind of playing around with just, like I said, some techniques and styles, you know. And so that's another thing I was talking about, is the little orbital sockets. You know, he's got a few that we can kind of accent to give it some dino techniques, dino style. And then, you know, color will do some more too, but we can just kind of play around with maybe where some wrinkles would be, some scales. You know, we were not too sure. Don't know. But we can kind of give it its own life by adding little extra things like that, you know? We're going to do more with color, you know, obviously, but black and white ink techniques, we can do some fun stuff like this. And, you know, hey, let's just do this. Let's just continue something like that, just to give it a look, you know? So again, just some fun stuff we can do. There we go, something like that, okay? And so let's give him a little bit of a collarbone. We'll do something like this, just to kind of accent. Love that sound. Just to accent his bones and build off of that, okay? So let's draw this arm, and then we can draw the body here. So I'm gonna draw like up to the, I guess, where the elbows are. Just draw a little bump like that, and the hand, and so they've got the little nubby nubs hanging off the little fingers, right? So we're just gonna do something like that. And then how many? I don't even remember. Let's see if my bones pictures, because I got really pictures of bones. Let's see if my bones pictures show how many. Nope. 3 maybe. Let's try it. Let's do another one. Let's do like that. Okay. So from here we can draw the wing, or the wing. I'm gonna come out here all the way to the edge of my paper, like that. And let's see. Make sure I just gotta make sure I'm still on camera. Okay, so before I continue down, I guess I should do the body and then add the extra detail. Ooh, let's do this. So the body's going to be here. Here's the inner side of his arm. There's his forearms, I guess we'll say, into like his fingers. Like that. Okay? And again, because these are just strange, weird, fingerly digits, I'm just going to add some strange, weird dino techniques, you know? Something like that. Just to kind of make it our own. Alright, so I'm going to draw his body. So we're going to say his chest. We're not going to connect. It's floating right now. So we're going to draw his chest like this. Down to his ribs. Down to his belly. And we'll do the same thing here. Down to the little booty right there. And let's go ahead and let's make him thin and masculine. Let's give him like a rib cage. He's ripped, right? He's all cut. Something like that. Why not, right? It's ours. We can do whatever we want. Okay. And so now we're just going to draw his little legs. There's his crotch right there. Connecting to that leg. This one's to this one. And we'll draw a little hammy leg right there, little hamstring. Like that, something like that. Draw some little digity toes. Little nubs hanging off. Don't get used for anything. Maybe, I don't know. Again, we don't know what these things were capable of. And you know what I'm going to do? Now that I think about it, yeah, perfect. I'm glad I didn't draw that. I'm going to draw that with the smaller Sharpie so it'll stand out just a little less. It'll be more subtle, okay? So this arm is going back here like that. And this one is that arm right there connected, so it's going back here. So same thing, we're going to draw to the elbow-ish type thing. Forearm to the little dangly doodles. Some dangly fingers. Like that. Draw the other sides. Like that. And draw like we did there, just going to come out. Like that. Something like this. Perfect. How's yours coming out? Awesome. Alright, so again, I'm just going to add some little, you know, dino detail. That's what I like calling it. There is no right or wrong. You don't have to do exactly like I'm doing. You make it your own, you know? I'm just doing some crazy little lines just to break it up and make it dino-tastic, right? Okay, so I'm just going to connect the wings here. And again, I went with this smaller Sharpie just to make it more subtle. Let's see, it's going back behind. We're going to connect to his leg right here. I'm going to connect the middle of his legs like that. Then do this one, same thing. Just connect it over here. And there you go. See, I was going for a more subtle line, a more light line. Okay, so there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is a Pteranodon dinosaur. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.